But of course, staying in this tournament is so key. It's so key. There's reports that Liverpool might play a weakened team. There really is. And if Liverpool do that and they were to go out, I don't think they will. But if they were, then you got United or Spurs is going to go through, but neither of us are in a great position right now. There's an opportunity here for a trophy. And I think Arteta probably, you could argue Big Ange needs it, but I feel like Arteta probably needs to win the trophy more than any other member of the top 6 this season. I know that's how it feels to me looking from the outside in.
That's definitely legit. Yeah, I'd go with that. I think obviously Postecoglou needs to win one because he said he's going to win one. So if he doesn't win one, it's like liar. You know what I mean? Are you? Someone just said there, Dad Potts. Are you now Arteta out? What is? Yeah, can we get an exclusive here? What is the official Dan Potts status on Mikel Arteta?
Win me a trophy in May or go. Simple.
Any trophy? Carabao Cup?
If we challenge for the title and win a trophy, I'd take the Carabao Cup because people laugh at that and think it's a joke, but actually it's a trophy that has history and one that I grew up winning.
Just ask you. So you win the Carabao Cup
trophy and he'll start. I'm happy.
Win the trophy. You finish third. You win the Carabao
Cup. No trophy.
Look, win the Carabao Cup and third.
If we challenge for the title when we come third, then that's 4. If we're 15 points off the top, that's regression. He's got to go.
So within what? How many points? Within like 6, 7 points, something like that?
I think if we take it to the last game or last couple of games and we can still win the league, then fair enough because it's a title race, isn't it? Okay. But if we're out of it by February, March, we win a trophy. I'm sorry, that ain't enough. And some people, LB, are saying even if he wins a double, like an FA Cup and a Carabao Cup, he's got to go.
Yeah, I think that's wild to be honest. I think if
I think that's crazy.
If he wins the FA Cup and Carabao Cup, and you want him sacked.
You can't moan.
Let's be like floating around 9th.
You can't moan about Arteta not winning trophies this year, last year, the seen before. Win
and then decide
2
what
domestic
trophies,
and then say. But some people will do that. And listen, if he was to win the league this year, if he won it next year, should have done it sooner though. Some people that don't like Arteta will always move the goalpost, but I don't think any sensible Arsenal fan who's demanded trophies is going to win trophies and then go, but that isn't good enough. I don't think anyone's going to do that. But
what do you two think then? Because I can't take the emotion out of it because I'm a gooner. But
okay, so my position is, if he wins the Carabao Cup only, I'd just be disappointed because it's his 5th year. And this is why I've been saying for the last 5 years that he should have took the domestic cups more seriously. Right? Because after 5 years, really, I mean, he should be going for Champions League in your 5th year. You should be going for the Premier League in your 5th year. So if you don't win the Premier League and only win a Carabao Cup, I'm sort of like, yo, bro, this should
have been the FA Cup. Same.
The FA Cup, yeah, obviously, I'd be a bit more, obviously, our FA Cup's a bit much bigger and has a historic meaning. But for a club like Arsenal, the Premier League and the Champions League should be the bread and butter, especially now that you're in, 5 years into a process where you spend best part of 800 million. So, listen, for me, if he wins a trophy, I think you need to give him another year. But I think you're going now to the part where Arsenal should be a team that are winning Prems and competing properly for Champions Leagues.
I agree.
So, yeah, I don't know, man. I just feel that a Carabao Cup on its own,
trophies are always what we should be looking at, though, man. Because I remember when we won in '93. We come 10th or 9th in '93 when our first year we won the cup double, man. No one cared where we come.
I also feel, Potsy, as well. You mentioned it, right? The fact is, if you don't win the league and Slot in his first season or Maresca in his first season wins it, then hang on a minute, because I've been being told for the last 2 years, a lot of Arsenal fans have been telling me, that the reason they don't want to sack Arteta is because Pep's about to leave, and when he leaves, you guys are going to wrap up the Prem.
Yeah.
Well, hang on a minute. Well, first of all, Pep signed a new 2-year contract. Yeah. Second of all, we're now trash. And what? Now you're not there to win it. So sort of like, well, what are you waiting for, man? And if you win the Carabao Cup this year and you don't win the Prem, you go into his 6th full season next year. You don't win the Prem again, and you don't win the Champions League again. Do you know what I mean? I always say this, and I mean this with the deepest of respect. Arsenal are a massive football club. You're not there to hold Arteta's hand to help him grow as a manager. I see all these comments on Twitter about how bad it is Vincent Kompany used Burnley to increase his managerial sort of like views, and that's why he's at Bayern. The same with Russell Martin, Southampton. These managers, they're using these football clubs. Well, hang on a minute. Is Arteta not using Arsenal? Because last time I checked, Arsenal was this gigantic football club with one of the biggest fan bases in the world, rich history of FA Cup success. They won 13 league titles, 14 league titles. Yeah, they got to a Champions League final. I'm not being funny. The way some Arsenal fans move, it's like you're a small club. Some Arsenal fans act like they're a small club because years into a process. You guys should be winning Prems, Champions Leagues, man. When I was a kid, growing up, and I was watching Arsenal cooking, with that team of 03, sort of 05, you got Champions League final. Amazing team, amazing mentality. And now it's like, we'll give them another year. It's like, bro, like, if that's what you want to be, listen, people can support the clubs however they want to support them, But I just feel that Arsenal need to remember that they are a big football club,
Mm-hmm.
At some point, say enough is enough. You either win me a major honour or you get gone. And whether the camera for you, I don't know.
Listen, I've said it when I did the video, the summer of 2002, when I said Arsenal scare me. Firstly, it was from my perspective and point of view as a United fan in the mud, but also I said it in that video and I said it in a number over the course of that season that I feel Arsenal will be over the next couple of years in a win-win position. So either Arteta is going to win you the big trophies, or he's going to build you and get you to the edge, the precipice of winning them, and maybe somebody else has to come in and you go to the next level. I like with Pep. Now, please people don't think I'm comparing Arteta to Pep. I'm talking about the logic here. I'm not someone that looks at Arteta's reign as unsuccessful. He's won an FA Cup. I don't buy into this bullshit that it's not his squad. It's not his because it wasn't his squad. By that logic, Liverpool fans keep saying, we didn't buy anyone in the summer. That means if Slot wins the league, you can't give him credit. It means it's Klopp's team. So we can all play that stupid game, but that's what it is. It's stupid when you say it, when you start applying that logic across multiple examples. But I feel like he's got you to the edge now. Last season, this season should be judged on how he does in the cup competitions and how he does in the league and winning you trophies. And I know there are some gooners who are desperate for him to win a Premier League or Champions League so they can really stick it to the Arteta outers who told you were wrong. It's becoming a battle with those two ideologies. So I did a video about
it's about being right now.
Exactly. But but both sides do it. Both sides do it, if that makes sense. It's when Arsenal go for a bad patch, I see I'm talking more of the Twitter people, TikTok people, not really the content creators on YouTube. I think our content's a little bit different typically. But like, they sort of do this, I told you I was right, bruv. I saw an Arsenal fan do that about Arteta when you guys lost your first away game of 2024 in like September, and it was like, hang on, it's the wrong moment. Maybe you'll go on to be right, but both groups are doing is throwing enough mud and hoping some of it sticks. You're not really right because so much of your prediction is already wrong. Like if LB would have said on Friday, we're going to smash United 5-0. You're barely going to touch the ball. We're going to dominate you. This is going to be embarrassing for Man United. We're back. And they scraped a dodgy 1-0 victory. LB's prediction isn't right just because the outcome was what he said it would be. The overarching thoughts he had about the game were wrong. Someone who predicted a close 1-1 was closer to being accurate than somebody that threw out what LB did. And that's what too many polarized people have done. So I think Arsenal fans have to look at this as, I'm an Arsenal fan and what's best for the club. If your view is you don't think there's a better manager out there, fair enough. That's your opinion. You know, we had one caller at the end of last season I had so much respect for. I think his name was Connor, who just said, I respect the fact that if we change Arteta, we could go backwards, but I'm prepared to take the risk. And I think that at some point this season, maybe next year, Arsenal fans have got to look at this if you're not winning trophies, because I think your squad is good enough to. Yes, the left-hand side of your attack needs improvements. Martinelli hasn't got back to the level that he was at a couple of years ago. I think everybody has seen that. But overall, I think you've got a good enough squad. Overall, I think you've got a good enough team, personally. But you need to go out there and start winning trophies. And it as you say, it becomes a battle of ideology as opposed to what do we think from this point is right for Arsenal, you know?
Yeah, I agree what you just said there about that call. I think that is a major issue. I think too many Arsenal fans are scared about the potential risk of going backwards under a new manager, right? Rather than focused on the potential rewards of going forward with a new manager. Yeah, because they were the banter club of this country for so long. They don't want to go back to that era. But what I keep on saying to them is, you're no longer a banter club no more. Like, you've got a mint team. Your team is good. Yes, it needs work. Yes, you need a couple more players. 100%. Every club does. You think Liverpool top of the league? I speak to a Liverpool fan and said, yeah, that squad's fine. You think when we won the treble, I didn't look at my team and go, we need to improve that area, that area. You think when United won the Champions League in 08, Terry wasn't sitting there going, we could improve this, and this. Every team, no matter how good you are, can always improve.
Yes.
Yeah. And if you sack Arteta, the worst that you're going to do is finish 5th, 4th. Because that team is top 4. But the potential rewards is you could win the league, man.
Where I will defend those people is when, and maybe the run they've been in the last few weeks is different. And sometimes you get a bit jaded. So Arsenal could win their next 15 games on the bounce and then draw one they probably shouldn't. And someone will go, told you 15 weeks ago we should have sacked the manager. And I think it becomes a bit jarring for people because not every game, not every setback should trigger a conversation about the manager being sacked or not. And
I agree with that. And that's why I said May. That's why I said May. Give me something in May.
And I agree. And I think that's why it becomes a very hard conversation as well, because I do, our biggest shows of the week are our match reactions. And sometimes I get frustrated, not just on Arsenal ones. We'll go, okay, break down the game. Oh, what'd you make of the goal? What'd you make of the chance? What'd you make of that red card? And someone goes, yeah, really good goal. I want to speak about the future of the manager. It's like, bro, you're not here for that. It's a fucking match reaction show. We're here to talk about the game. That's what we do on Top 6 shows. That is what we do on Straight Fact shows. This is review the game. And I think sometimes, and this isn't about defending Arteta, this is talking about people in general. Sometimes I want to just focus on an individual game and what went right and what went wrong. If you go out of a cup competition, if you suddenly, oh my God, that's led to 15 points off the top. I understand why deeper conversations happen, but I think a lot of people are tired. That's why I said a few months ago, I think the Arteta in and out debate, from what it was in its inception, is dead. It's been so done to death, it's over. And you're probably right, Potsy. Give it a little bit of time. Sort of put it on the back burner maybe until the end of the season and have it as an example. Or a terrible run like Arsenal, like City are in right now. I do understand why people are tired of it, but my views are very simple. And that's why I think this Thursday, in some respects, is a more significant game than the one you just had. Because if you go out of this cup competition, the pressure heightens elsewhere. I think he's got to win trophies this year. Otherwise, it becomes a very, very difficult position for either him to maintain or for Arsenal Football Club to defend. Because I remember saying this to a few gooners when you were getting good a couple of years ago. Don't take your foot off the owner's neck. Don't let them think everything's okay now. Because you guys were protesting and you were making a lot of noise. And like most of our football clubs, as soon as you start winning games, everything quietens down. And I feel like until you're winning those major trophies and you're winning them, but you're still reinvesting into your team, I don't think you should ever let your foot off their neck. And maybe City fans the last couple of years have been a little bit blasé about it. We're going to be okay. We always get it right. And maybe you've taken your eyes off the ball.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. This isn't just an Arsenal thing, man. You know what I mean? Like, bro, my club has definitely took our finger off the gas and we've become complacent, and some City fans, and maybe even myself, become complacent, yeah? But the difference is, I expect my team in January to go big and rectify this situation as much as they can and then sort it out in January by signing the players. Do you know what I mean? And listen, I just feel that with Arsenal, yeah, I just feel that we're in this never-ending next year. Now, I couldn't care less what happens to Arsenal. I'm not an Arsenal fan, yeah? I just find it very...
Nor am I.
Just find it very weird how it's constantly, you're meant to be this big club. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, bro, I just don't get it.